Namaste and hello everyone. Welcome back to Doon GK Valley. In this video, we will cover important current affairs of second half of month July for your coming competitive exams. So let's begin with this news. INSET 3DR continues to strengthen India's weather forecasting network. It's an advanced meteorological satellite developed by the ISRO to improve the accuracy and timeliness of weather-related information. It remains fixed over the equator, and this allows it to continuously monitor weather systems over India, the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, and neighboring regions. It provides real-time meteorological data, helping agencies issue timely weather forecasts and early warnings. Its major applications include weather forecasting, cyclone monitoring, disaster management, ocean and environmental monitoring. Prahlad Joshi takes charge as India's new Union Education Minister. The Government of India appointed Prahlad Joshi as the Union Education Minister following the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan from the Union Council of Ministers. Along with this new responsibility, he continues to serve as the Union Minister for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and New and Renewable Energy. He is a senior Bharatiya Janata Party member and five-time member of Parliament from Dharwad, Karnataka. Over the years, he has held several important positions in the Union government. Sarnath becomes India's 45th UNESCO World Heritage Site. The decision was taken during the 40th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee held in Busan, South Korea. With this inscription, Sarnath became India's 45th UNESCO World Heritage Site and the 4th UNESCO World Heritage Site in Uttar Pradesh. Located about 10 km from Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, is one of the holiest places in Buddhism. It's here that Gautam Buddha delivered his first sermon after attaining enlightenment at Bodh Gaya. The event is known as the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, Dharma Chakra Pravartan, and marks the beginning of the spread of Buddhism. Sarnath is a unique blend of religion, history, archaeology, and art. It contains several monuments and remains dating back to the Mauryan, Kushan, and Gupta periods, reflecting the evolution of Buddhist architecture and culture over many centuries. India-China resumed border trade through Nathula Pass after 6 years. India and China have resumed border trade through the historic Nathula Pass in East Sikkim from 1st August, marking the revival of a key trade route that had remained closed since 2020. The reopening ends a 6-year suspension caused initially by the COVID-19 pandemic and later prolonged due to the border tensions between the two countries. The reopening of the Nathula trade route is significant because it revives cross-border trade, supports the livelihoods, improves economic activity, and reflects a gradual restoration of bilateral engagement. Located in East Sikkim and approximately 4,300 meters above sea level, it connects Sikkim with the Chumbi Valley in the Tibet, and it's one of the 3 officially designated India-China border trade routes, the other 2 being Shipkila in Himachal Pradesh and Lipulekh Pass in Uttarakhand. India becomes the world's second largest supplier of seafarers. India has achieved a significant milestone in the global maritime industry by becoming the world's second largest supplier of seafarers, according to BIMCO ICS Seafarer Workforce Report. Only the Philippines ranks ahead of India in supplying maritime professionals. A seafarer is a trained maritime professional who works on ships involved in international trade and transportation. Seafarers include ship captains, navigating officers, marine engineers, deck crew, engine room crew, electrical officers, and catering and support staff. World Nature Conservation Day observed on 20th July. It is observed every year on 20th July to promote the protection of natural resources, biodiversity, and ecosystem. The observance highlights the importance of conserving forests, wildlife, water, soil, and other natural resources to ensure a sustainable future for present and future generations. It focuses on conserving forests and wildlife, protecting rivers, lakes, wetlands, and oceans, preserving biodiversity and endangered species, promoting sustainable use of natural resources, and reducing pollution and environmental degradation. Some examples are Project Tiger, mangrove restoration, rainwater harvesting, afforestation and reforestation and protected areas. MSME Development Amendment Bill 2026 introduced in Rajya Sabha, major push for faster payments and easier business. The bill proposes significant changes to the MSME Development Act 2006 with the objective of improving the business environment for micro, small and medium enterprises. Its major focus areas include timely payments, quicker dispute resolution, simplified digital registration, and a modern penalty framework. Expected benefits are faster cash flow, improved financial stability, reduced litigation and quicker settlement, greater use of digital governance, higher investor and business confidence, and enhanced competitiveness of Indian MSMEs in domestic and global markets. Weaves of India Festival, celebrating India's rich handloom heritage. The Weaves of India Festival is being organized at the Central Cottage Industries Emporium, Janpath, New Delhi. The event is hosted by the Office of the Development Commissioner Handlooms under the Ministry of Textiles. The festival forms part of the nationwide celebrations leading up to National Handloom Day observed annually on 7th August. The festival serves as a national platform to showcase India's centuries-old handloom traditions while providing direct market access to handloom weavers and artisan groups from different states. It promotes indigenous craftsmanship, encourages the use of authentic hand-woven products, and supports the livelihoods of traditional weaving communities. Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games underway. Global sporting action begins in Scotland. 23rd Commonwealth Games are being held in Glasgow, Scotland from 23rd July to 2nd August, bringing together thousands of athletes from across the Commonwealth in one of the world's biggest multi-sport events. The Games showcase sporting excellence, international friendship, and healthy competition among member nations of the Commonwealth. UNESCO grants World Heritage status to Mount Olympus and France's D-Day landing beaches. UNESCO inscribed Mount Olympus in Greece and the D-Day landing beaches in northern France on the World Heritage list during the 40th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee held in Busan, South Korea. Mount Olympus, revered in ancient Greek mythology as the legendary home of the 12 Olympian gods led by Zeus, Greece's highest mountain known for its rich biodiversity, endemic plant species, and diverse wildlife. Whereas the D-Day landing beaches were inscribed for their immense historical value as the location of the Allied landings on 6 June 1944 during World War II, turning point that paved the way for the liberation of Nazi-occupied Western Europe. UNESCO recognized the beaches as an exceptional cultural landscape symbolizing sacrifice, freedom, remembrance, and peace. India opens Commonwealth Games medal account with Lavlina Borgohain. Indian boxing star Lavlina Borgohain ensured India's first medal at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, even before the official opening ceremony. She secured a place in the women's 75 kg boxing semi-finals after receiving a bye in the opening round, guaranteeing at least bronze medal under Commonwealth Games boxing rules. A bye means a player or team automatically advances to the next round without playing a match. Some tournament brackets are P-Pass. A team moves straight to the next round without playing a match. Odd numbers, used when the team count doesn't fail a normal bracket. Top seeds, given as a reward to the best ranked teams in the first round. For example, suppose there are 5 boxers in a category. One boxer receives a bye to the semi-finals. The remaining 4 compete in the quarter-finals. Since the boxer with the bye is already among the last 4, a medal is guaranteed because every semi-finalist wins at least a bronze medal in boxing. Bhargavastra, India demonstrates indigenous counter-swarm drone system for the army. India showcased Bhargavastra, an indigenous vehicle-mounted multi-layered counter-swarm drone system during a Make 2 program status review held in Nagpur. Developed by Solar Defense and Aerospace Limited, the system is designed to protect military assets against the rapidly evolving threat of drone swarms and loitering munitions. It's a hard-kill counter-unmanned aerial system developed to detect, track and destroy hostile drones before they can reach their targets. Unlike conventional air defense systems that are primarily designed to engage aircraft or missiles, Bhargavastra specifically addresses the challenge posed by multiple small drones attacking simultaneously. Mirabai Chanu creates Commonwealth Games history with record-breaking gold. Indian weightlifting star Mirabai Chanu scripted history at Commonwealth Games in Glasgow by winning her third consecutive Commonwealth Games gold medal and her fourth Commonwealth Games medal overall. Mirabai dominated the women's 48 kg weightlifting event with exceptional lifts. All three lifts set new Commonwealth Games records, highlighting her technical excellence and consistency under pressure. India hosts 16th BRICS Health Ministers meeting in Chandigarh. India successfully hosted the 16th BRICS Health Ministers meeting in Chandigarh as part of its BRICS chairship. The three-day meeting brought together health ministers, senior government officials, and public health experts from all 11 BRICS member countries to discuss strategies for building stronger and more resilient healthcare systems. BRICS is an influential grouping of major emerging economies that works to promote cooperation in areas such as economic development, trade, finance, technology, health, and sustainable development. AI Hollow Box of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee inaugurated at Pradhan Mantri Sangrahalaya. AI Hollow Box of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee was inaugurated at the Pradhan Mantri Sangrahalaya, Prime Minister's Museum in New Delhi. AI Hollow Box is an advanced digital display system that combines hyper-realistic 3D holographic projection, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, voice recognition, and interactive dialogue. Unlike a traditional museum exhibit, visitors can ask questions and receive fact-based responses from the AI avatar, making the learning experience more engaging and immersive. India forms high-power task force to reform anti-examination system. The Government of India has constituted a high-power task force on examination reforms to comprehensively review the functioning of the National Testing Agency. The committee has been tasked with recommending measures to make India's examination system more reliable, transparent, secure, and technology-driven. The initiative follows growing concerns over examination irregularities and aims to strengthen public confidence in high-stakes competitive examinations. The committee is headed by Nandan Nilekani, who is co-founder of Infosys and founding chairman of the Unique Identification Authority of India, which developed the Aadhaar digital identity ecosystem. The committee will review the existing examination framework of the NTA, and they will also suggest structural and administrative improvements for conducting large-scale examinations more efficiently. India climbs to 57th in global ranking for pro-competitive reforms. India has made a significant improvement in the global ranking for reducing anti-competitive market distortions, moving up from 82nd to 57th place. The ranking was released in the report titled India's Next Growth Frontier, Reducing Anti-Competitive Market Distortions to build on India's 2010 to 23 reform progress. Anti-competitive market distortions are government policies, regulations, or market practices that reduces fair competition among businesses. These distortions can discourage innovation, increase prices, and limit consumer choices. For examples, if only one company is allowed to supply electricity in a city without competition, consumers have no alternative and may pay higher prices. Excessive licensing requirements that prevent new businesses from entering a market, special subsidies or tax benefits given only to a few firms, creating an uneven playing field. Rajya Sabha passes bill to extend legal protection to Vande Mataram. The bill seeks to amend the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971 by extending the same legal protection available to the national anthem Jana Gana Man to India's national song Vande Mataram. The bill later cleared Parliament, marking an important legislative step in strengthening the legal status of the national song. The Prevention of Insults to the National Honor Act 1971 is a law enacted to safeguard India's national symbols from deliberate acts of disrespect, Before this amendment, the Act provided legal protection to the national flag, the Constitution of India, the national anthem Jana Gana Man. The 2026 amendment expands this protection to include the national song Vande Mataram. NASA unveils Praxis mission to directly explore Saturn's rings. NASA proposed Praxis, an advanced mission concept designed to directly collect and analyze particles from Saturn's rings. If approved and developed, it would become the first mission to physically sample ring particles instead of studying them only through remote observations. Its mission objectives are: collect actual particles from Saturn's rings, measure the size, composition, density, and porosity of ring particles, understand how Saturn's rings formed, and determine the age and evolution of the ring system. Lok Sabha passes Anti-Paper Leak Amendment Bill 2026. The Lok Sabha passed the Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill 2026 by voice vote. The amendment strengthens the Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024 with the objective of making public examinations more secure, transparent, and free from organized cheating and paper leaks. The Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill incorporates several significant provisions, including stringent penalties such as imprisonment for up to 10 years, fines of up to 10 crore rupees, and seizure of the properties of convicted offenders. The legislation mandates every state government and union territory administration to establish special fast-track courts for day-to-day trials. Sharmila Dhankar creates history with Commonwealth Games first para-athletics gold. India para-athlete Sharmila Dhankar has scripted history by winning the gold medal in the women's F57 shot put event at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. She registered a season best throw of 9.81 meters, producing an outstanding performance to finish at the top of the podium. She became India's first ever Commonwealth Games gold medalist in para-athletics. India's previous para-athletic medal at the Commonwealth Games came in 2006, making this a 20-year-long gap. Isha Singh strikes gold at ISSF World Cup. Manu Bhaker gets bronze as India shines in Hangzhou. India shooting continued its impressive run on the global stage as Isha Singh won the gold medal in the women's 25-meter pistol event at the ISSF World Cup held in Hangzhou, China on 27 July. Fellow Indian shooter Manu Bhaker secured the bronze medal in the same event, giving India a double podium finish. With these performances, India concluded the competition with 3 medals. India to establish its first telecom manufacturing zone in Gwalior. India has taken a major step towards strengthening its telecom manufacturing ecosystem by announcing the country's first dedicated telecom manufacturing zone in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. The initiative aims to boost domestic telecom production under the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. A telecom manufacturing zone is a dedicated industrial cluster designed exclusively for the manufacturing of telecommunication equipment and allied technologies. Danveer Initiative: Citizens to Power Digital Transformation of Gram Panchayats. The Ministry of Panchayati Raj launched Danveer as a nationwide citizen participation initiative aimed at strengthening digital infrastructure in Gram Panchayats. The platform allows individuals, organizations, philanthropists, and members of the Indian diaspora to voluntarily contribute standardized computer bundles to eligible Gram Panchayats through the Meri Panchayat mobile application. India has nearly 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayats, which form the foundation of rural governance. Many panchayats still face shortages of computers and digital infrastructure, affecting the delivery of public services. Danveer seeks to address this gap by enhancing digital governance, improving transparency and efficiency, encouraging citizens, and supporting the vision of Digital India and Viksit Bharat. India approves anhydrous ammonia as a fertilizer, a high-efficiency nitrogen source with strict safety requirements. India approved the manufacture and the use of anhydrous ammonia as a direct agricultural fertilizer, featuring an 82% nitrogen concentration and a 3-year pilot period under the fertilizer field regulatory guidelines. This milestone positions India to potentially become the fourth nation globally, following the United States, Canada, and Australia, to utilize direct soil injection of ammonia. Anhydrous ammonia is a pure water-free chemical compound made of nitrogen and hydrogen. It exists as a colorless, pungent gas or a compressed liquid and is widely used as an agricultural fertilizer and industrial refrigerant. By composition, 82% nitrogen and 18% hydrogen by weight. Anhydrous derived from Greek meaning without water, unlike household ammonia, which is diluted with water. Government approves RBI's pilot project for polymer ₹10 and ₹20 banknotes. The Government of India approved the Reserve Bank of India proposal to introduce 1 billion polymer banknotes, each in the ₹10 and ₹20 denominations. The approval is only for field trials. Polymer banknotes are currency notes made from a special plastic film polymer substrate instead of traditional cotton-based paper. They are designed to last much longer than paper notes, resist water, dirt, oil, and moisture, be harder to counterfeit due to advanced security features, and reduce the long-term cost of printing and replacing damaged notes. Why only ₹10 and ₹20 notes? Because lower denomination notes experiencing the highest circulation frequency because they are used in daily transactions. Vishwanathan Anand becomes interim president. In a significant development for the global chess community, Vishwanathan Anand, India's legendary 5-time world chess champion, assumed charge as the interim president of the International Chess Federation. Anand took over the responsibilities after fight president Arkady Dvorkovich voluntarily suspended his official duties following sanctions imposed by the European Union and Switzerland. Cabinet approves ₹3,000 crore Bhavya Rasayan scheme to boost India's chemical manufacturing. Union Cabinet approved the Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana Rasayan Bhavya Rasayan scheme with a total financial outlay of 3,030 crore. The scheme aims to establish 3 world-class chemical parks across India to strengthen the country's chemical manufacturing ecosystem and improve global competitiveness. It will be implemented from financial year 2026 to financial year 2030 to 31. The Bhavya Rasayan Yojana or scheme is a central government initiative designed to develop dedicated chemical parks equipped with modern industrial infrastructure. Instead of each company creating its own utilities, these parks will provide shared facilities, reducing costs and improving operational efficiency. India targets 5 indigenous small modular reactors by 2033. India has announced an ambitious plan to design, develop, and operationalize at least 5 indigenously built small modular reactors by 2033 under its nuclear energy mission. The initiative aims to strengthen India's clean energy capacity, improve energy security, and reduce dependence on fossil fuels. The reactors are being designed by the Bhabha Atomic Research Center using indigenous technology. The smaller modular reactors are advanced nuclear fusion plants defined by their compact physical size, factory fabricated parts, and lower power capacity. They produce up to 300 megawatts of electricity per unit, roughly 1/3 of a traditional reactor's capacity. India's electricity demand is growing rapidly due to industrialization and urbanization, while renewable energy sources such as solar and wind are expanding, but they are weather dependent. Some SMRs offer some of the advantages of SMRs are provide 24/7 reliable baseload electricity. They produce very low carbon emissions. They will help India achieve its climate commitments, improve energy security by reducing dependence on imported fossil fuels. India to host International Type 1 Diabetes Summit in Jodhpur. India is hosting the International Type 1 Diabetes Summit in Jodhpur, Rajasthan from 30th July to 1st of August. The event was officially unveiled during a curtain raiser ceremony at the Constitution Club of India, New Delhi. The summit is being organized jointly by the Friends of Mewat, Breakthrough T1D, and the William J. Clinton Foundation. Type 1 diabetes is a chronic autoimmune disease in which the body's immune system mistakenly destroys the insulin producing beta cells of the pancreas. As a result, the body produces little or no insulin. Patients require lifelong insulin therapy. Regular blood glucose monitoring is essential. Unlike type 2 diabetes, type 1 diabetes is not caused by obesity, poor diet, or lack of exercise. It commonly develops during childhood or adolescence but can occur at any age. DRDO successfully tests indigenous long-range air defense missile Kusha. India achieved another major milestone in defense technology as the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) successfully conducted the maiden flight test of the indigenous long-range surface-to-air missile Kusha. The system is designed to detect, track, and destroy enemy fighter aircraft, bombers, cruise missiles, drones, and unmanned aerial vehicles, airborne early warning aircraft, and certain ballistic missile threats. It is expected to become one of the most advanced indigenous air defense systems developed by India. Second Bharat Green Hydrogen Summit. India accelerates its journey towards a global green hydrogen hub. The second Bharat Green Hydrogen Summit was held on 23rd July in New Delhi. The summit was organized by the FICCI. The event focused on green hydrogen production, hydrogen-based mobility, export competitiveness, and building a clean energy economy. Green hydrogen is a hydrogen produced by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen through electrolysis, using electricity generated entirely from renewable sources such as solar, wind, or hydropower. Unlike hydrogen produced from fossil fuels, green hydrogen generates almost zero carbon emissions, making it one of the cleanest fuels available. Green hydrogen can significantly reduce carbon emissions in sectors where direct electrification is difficult. It has applications in steel manufacturing, fertilizer production, oil refining, heavy trucks and buses, shipping, railways, aviation, and long-duration energy storage. India Railways achieves 99.6% broad gauge electrification. India becomes the world's second most electrified large railway network. India Railways achieved a major infrastructure milestone by electrifying 99.6% of its broad gauge network. With this achievement, India became the world's second most electrified large railway system behind Switzerland, which has achieved 100% railway electrification. Broad gauge is the standard railway track used across most of India. Its track width is around 1676 mm, that is 5 feet 6 inches. It carries the majority of India's passenger and freight traffic. Nearly all flagship trains, including Vande Bharat Express, Rajdhani Express, and freight corridors, operate on the broad gauge network. Railway electrification is one of India's largest infrastructure modernization programs. Replacing diesel traction with electric traction improves energy efficiency, reduces fuel imports, lowers operating costs, and significantly cuts carbon emissions. It also supports India's long-term goals of sustainable transport and achieving net zero emissions by 2070. Anurag Jain appointed as new CEO of Niti Aayog. The central government appointed Anurag Jain as the Chief Executive Officer of Niti Aayog for a 2-year term. The appointment was approved by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. Anurag Jain, a 1989 batch Indian Administrative Service Officer of the Madhya Pradesh cadre, and is known for his extensive experience in public administration, infrastructure, and governance. Niti Aayog, that stands for National Institution for Transforming India, is the Government of India's premier public policy think tank. Established on 1st of January in 2015, it replaced the Planning Commission. Its major functions are: formulates long-term development strategies, promotes cooperative and competitive federalism, advises the central and state governments on policy matters, encourages innovation, entrepreneurship, and evidence-based policy making, and monitors implementation of major government programs. France becomes first European Union nation to ban social media for children under 15. With this decision, France became the first member state of the European Union to introduce a nationwide legal restriction on social media used by minors under 15. The law is aimed at protecting children from the harmful effects of excessive social media use, including cyberbullying, harmful content, addiction, and mental health issues. Its key features are: children under 15 years cannot create or maintain social media accounts. Social media companies must implement reliable age verification systems. Platforms will be required to identify and close accounts belonging to users below the legal age within the prescribed implementation period. Its objective is to reduce children's exposure to online harms while encouraging healthier digital habits. Ethanol ATMs. India plans a new biofuel distribution system for cooking. The Union Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas is preparing a policy to introduce ethanol ATMs, special dispensing kiosks that will sell ethanol in sealed canisters for using as a cooking fuel. The policy is expected to be finalized around September as part of India's broader strategy to expand the use of clean and renewable biofuels. Ethanol ATMs are proposed automated dispensing kiosks where consumers can purchase ethanol-filled canisters for specially designed ethanol cooking stoves. Unlike conventional petrol pumps that supply fuel to vehicles, these kiosks will provide renewable cooking fuel in portable containers. President Draupadi Murmu makes historic first state visit to Moldova. The visit marked a historic milestone as it was the first ever state visit by an Indian president to Moldova since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries in 1992. During the visit, both leaders held bilateral talks at the presidential place in Chisinau, the capital of Moldova, and they explored ways to deepen cooperation in several priority sectors. Andy Burnham becomes the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Andy Burnham officially became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom on 20th July 2026 after accepting an invitation from King Charles III to form the government at Buckingham Palace. He succeeded Keir Starmer, who resigned following growing political pressure after disappointing local election results. Under the constitutional monarchy followed in the United Kingdom, the monarchy formally appoints the Prime Minister. By constitutional convention, the King invites the person who is most likely to command the confidence of the House of Commons. India approves its first dengue vaccine. Qdenga receives DCGI market authorization. The Drug Controller General of India granted market authorization to Qdenga, making it India's first approved dengue vaccine. The vaccine has been approved for individuals aged 4 to 60 years, marking a major milestone in India's fight against dengue, one of the country's most widespread mosquito-borne diseases. It's designed to provide protection against all 4 dengue virus serotypes. The vaccine is approved for people aged 4 to 60 years in India. It is administered in 2 doses with a gap of 3 months between doses. Unlike some other earlier dengue vaccines, Qdenga doesn't require prior testing to determine whether a person has previously been infected with dengue, making vaccination easier to implement. Supreme Court judge strength to rise to 38. Amendment bill introduced in Lok Sabha. The Supreme Court number of judges Amendment Bill 2026 was introduced in the Lok Sabha during the monsoon session of the Parliament. The bill proposes to amend the Supreme Court Number of Judges Act 1956 by increasing the sanctioned strength of Supreme Court judges from 33 to 37, excluding the Chief Justice of India. With the Chief Justice included, the total sanctioned strength of Supreme Court will increase from 34 to 38 judges. Bill was introduced to replace the Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Ordinance 2026, which had been promulgated earlier in May 2026. The increase in the number of judges is expected to reduce the pendency of cases, enabling the formation of more benches simultaneously, ensure quicker disposal of appeals and constitutional matters, and improve citizens' access to timely justice. The additional expenditure on judges, staff, and infrastructure will be met from the Consolidated Fund of India. Spain clinches second FIFA World Cup title with extra time victory. Spain defeated Argentina by 1-0 in the FIFA World Cup 2026 final, winning their second FIFA World Cup title. The decisive moment came in 106th minute of extra time when Ferran Torres scored the only goal of the match. Spain dominated possession and created more scoring opportunities before finally breaking Argentina's resilient defense. India targets 100 crore 5G users by 2030. India has set an ambitious goal of connecting 100 crore people to 5G technology by the year 2030. Since the official launch of 5G services on 1st October 2022, the country has witnessed one of the world's fastest network rollouts, with coverage now reaching almost all districts within a short span of time. The initiative is expected to accelerate India's digital transformation, strengthen the economy, and support next-generation technologies. Compared with 4G, it provides much faster internet speeds, lower latency, and higher network capacity. Better support for technologies such as AI, Internet of Things, and autonomous vehicles, smart cities, telemedicine, and Industry 4.0. CRPF Raising Day. India marks the 80th anniversary of the Central Reserve Police Force. CRPF Raising Day was observed on 27 July, commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Central Reserve Police Force, India's largest central armed police force. Its motto is service and loyalty. Established in 1939 on 27 July, its original name was Crown Representatives Police. After India's independence, the force was reorganized and officially renamed the Central Reserve Police Force under the Central Reserve Police Force Act 1949. Today, CRPF is the largest central armed police force in India and functions in the Ministry of Home Affairs. Major roles of CRPF are maintaining internal security, counter-terrorism operations, anti-Naxal operations, security during elections, right control and law and order duties, assisting in disaster relief and rescue operations, assisting the military during wartime, and joining international UN peacekeeping missions. India hosts Operation Southern Readiness 26-2 to strengthen global maritime security. India hosted Operation Southern Readiness 26-2, a multinational maritime security training engagement at the Southern Naval Command, Kochi, Kerala. The exercise was conducted under the Indian Navy-led Combined Task Force 154 in partnership with the Combined Maritime Forces. It brought together naval personnel from several countries to improve cooperation, interoperability, and readiness for maritime security challenges. Niti Aayog launches Investment Friendliness Index 2026 to benchmark states and UTs. Niti Aayog released the first ever Investment Friendliness Index, a comprehensive framework designed to assess how effectively Indian states and union territories create an environment that attracts and sustains private investment. The index aims to encourage healthy competition among states while promoting reforms for faster economic growth. The Investment Friendly Index is a data-driven assessment framework that evaluates the investment ecosystem of 28 states and 8 union territories. Vikram 1, India's first private orbital rocket, successfully reaches space. India achieved a landmark milestone in its space journey with the successful launch of Vikram 1, the country's first privately developed orbital-class rocket. Developed by Skyroots Aerospace, the rocket lifted off from the Satish Dhawan Space Center. During its maiden mission, named Mission Agman, Vikram 1 successfully deployed multiple payloads into low Earth orbit, demonstrating the growing capabilities of India's private space sector. An orbital-class rocket is a launch vehicle powerful enough to place satellites into Earth's orbit rather than simply reaching space and falling back. For example, suborbital rockets are those who travels into space but returns to Earth without completing an orbit. For example, Skyroots Vikram S, launched in 2022, whereas orbital rocket achieves of sufficient speed, about 7.8 km per second, to place satellites into orbit around Earth. For example, Vikram 1 Low Earth orbit is the region of space extending from approximately 160 km to 2000 km above Earth's surface. Examples of objects in low Earth orbit are Earth observation satellites, remote sensing satellites, many communication satellites, the International Space Station. LEO is preferred because it requires relatively less energy to reach and provides high resolution observations of Earth. Harjit Singh Grewal appointed as chairperson of the National Commission for Minorities. The central government appointed Harjit Singh Grewal as the chairperson of the National Commission for Minorities. The appointment filled a vacancy that had existed since April, following the completion of the tenure of the former chairperson Iqbal Singh Lalpura. Major functions of the NCM: safeguard the rights and interests of minority communities, examines complaints regarding discrimination against minorities, recommends measures for the social, educational, and economic development of minority communities. Bangladesh and the United States launched Tiger Lightning 2026 joint military exercise. Bangladesh and the United States officially launched the annual Tiger Lightning bilateral military exercise. 13-day exercise continued until 31st July and brought together more than 160 military personnel from both countries. India to develop first AI-powered bird sanctuary at Thane Creek. Maharashtra has approved the development of a 45 crore eco-nature park at the Thane Creek Flamingo Sanctuary, featuring India's first AI artificial intelligence-powered bird detection and monitoring center. Thane Creek Flamingo Sanctuary is located between Mumbai and Navi Mumbai along Thane Creek. The sanctuary was declared a wildlife sanctuary in 2015 and is India's first dedicated flamingo sanctuary. Artificial intelligence will make bird conservation more efficient by enabling automatic bird species identification, real-time monitoring, migration pattern analysis, early detection of ecological threats, and digital biodiversity records. India inaugurates its first immersive language museum, Shabdalok. India's first immersive language museum, Shabdalok Museum of Word, was inaugurated at the National Library campus, Kolkata. The museum is located in the historic Belvedere House and functions under the Union Ministry of Culture. It has been established to preserve, showcase, and celebrate India's extraordinary linguistic and literary heritage through modern interactive technologies. Shabdalok is India's first museum dedicated entirely to language, scripts, literature, and the evolution of communication. Unlike a conventional museum displaying only historical objects, it provides an immersive experience allowing visitors to interact with language through digital exhibits, audiovisual presentations, gesture-based technology, holograms, and multimedia installations. Malvi camel declared endangered. India's rare white camel nears extinction. The Malvi camel, popularly known as the white camel, has been classified as an endangered indigenous camel breed after an alarming decline in its population. According to information, only 1 or 2 Malvi camels remain in India. Scientists consider any camel breed with fewer than 300 breeding females to be at high risk of extinction, making urgent conservation measures essential. The Malvi camel is one of the 9 officially recognized indigenous camel breeds of India. It's commonly known as the white camel because of its distinctive light-colored coat. It is the smallest camel breed in India. Traditionally, it has been used for transportation, carrying agricultural loads, and milk production, especially in semi-arid regions. Union Cabinet approves Semicon Mission 2.0 and mobile phone manufacturing scheme. In a major boost to India's electronics and semiconductor ecosystem, the Union Cabinet approved Semicon Mission 2.0 and the mobile phone manufacturing scheme. The two flagship initiatives involve a combined government outlay of nearly 1 lakh crore and are aimed at transforming India into a global hub for semiconductor chips and mobile phone manufacturing. Semicon Mission 2.0 is the second phase of India's semiconductor development program. It aims to strengthen the entire semiconductor value chain, from chip design and fabrication to packaging, testing, equipment, material, research, and skilled workforce development. Its major objectives are establish semiconductor fabrication facilities in India, promote chip design startups and innovation, build a resilient electronics supply chain, position India as a trusted global semiconductor manufacturing destination. CCEA approves National Investment Policy for Urea to strengthen India's fertilizers self-reliance. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved the National Investment Policy for Urea. The policy aims to expand India's domestic urea manufacturing capacity, encourage fresh investments in the fertilizer sector, and gradually reduce the country's dependence on imported urea. Its objectives are increase domestic production of urea, reduce dependence on imported fertilizers, support the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and improve transparency and efficiency in investment and subsidy mechanisms. Rajasthan becomes the India's first state to execute a rare earth exploration license. Rajasthan created history by becoming the first state in India to execute an exploration license for rare earth elements. The license has been granted and the location is Navatala Devigad, Pachpadra region of Balotra district and Shergarh Tehsil of Jodhpur district. This marks a significant milestone in India's efforts to strengthen domestic exploration of critical minerals that are essential for advanced technologies and clean energy. Rare earth elements are a group of 17 metallic elements that possesses unique magnetic, optical, and electrical properties. They are indispensable for manufacturing electric vehicle motors, wind turbines, smartphones and laptops, LED displays, permanent magnets, defense equipment, and satellites and advanced electronics. Although called rare, these elements are relatively widespread in the Earth's crust, but are rarely found in economically viable concentrations, making their extraction challenging. Registration of Births and Deaths Amendment Bill introduced in Lok Sabha to tighten delayed registration rules. The Registration of Births and Deaths Amendment Bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha by Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityanand Rai. The bill proposes amendments to the Registration of Births and Deaths Act 1969 with the primary objective of making the delayed registration of births and deaths more stringent, thereby encouraging timely reporting and improving the authenticity of official records. Union government introduces one entitled officer, one official car policy. The Government of India implemented the one entitled officer, one official car policy to rationalize the use of government vehicles and improve administrative efficiency. The Department of Expenditure under the Ministry of Finance issued an office memorandum directing all union ministries and departments to implement the policy with immediate effect. Objectives of the policies are efficient utilization of government vehicles, prevent the duplication of vehicle allotments, unnecessary government expenditure or fuel have to be reduced, promote financial discipline and accountability, and standardize the allocation of official vehicles across union ministries. Central imposes sugar stock holding limits to prevent hoarding from 1st August to 30th November 2026. The central government has imposed stock holding limits on sugar dealers across India from 1st August to 30th November 2026. The decision aims to ensure adequate sugar availability in the domestic market, prevent hoarding, curb speculative trading, and stabilize sugar prices amid a rise in both retail and ex-mill sugar prices. The Department of Food and Public Distribution has introduced the following restrictions. A sugar dealer cannot retain sugar stocks for more than 30 days from the date of receipt. A dealer cannot hold more than 4,000 quintals of sugar at any given time. Every sugar dealer is required to declare sugar stock details and update inventory every week. These measures will remain effective from 1st August to 30th November 2026. Solid state batteries, the next generation of safer and more efficient energy storage. Solid-state batteries are emerging as one of the most promising technologies for the future of electric vehicles, consumer electronics, and renewable energy storage. Researchers and leading automobile manufacturers are investing heavily in this technology because of its potential to deliver higher energy density, improved safety, and faster charging than conventional lithium ion batteries. A solid state battery is a rechargeable battery that uses a solid electrolyte instead of the liquid or gel electrolyte found in conventional lithium ion batteries. The electrolyte is the medium through which lithium ions move between the anode and cathode during charging and discharging. Replacing the liquid electrolyte with a solid material aims to improve the battery performance and safety. Assam exports first ever dairy products to Bhutan, marking a new export milestone. Assam achieved a historic milestone by exporting its first international consignment of dairy products to Bhutan. The shipment consisted of 5,627 liters of Urabi ice cream produced in Assam and exported to Bhutanese markets. This marks the first time that dairy products manufactured in Assam have entered an international market, highlighting the growing strength of the state's dairy industry and cooperative sector. It was the first international export of dairy products from Assam. It demonstrates the increasing competitiveness of dairy products from the northeastern region. It strengthens India-Bhutan trade relations through agriculture and processed food exports. India establishes first dedicated department of military medicine in Lucknow. In a landmark step towards strengthening defense healthcare and military medical research, Defense Minister Shri Rajnath Singh virtually inaugurated the Department of Military Medicine at the Command Hospital in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. The newly established department is India's first dedicated academic and operational institution exclusively focused on military medicine, marking a significant milestone in the modernization of the armed forces medical services. The Department of Military Medicine is a specialized center that integrates medical education, research, clinical practice, and operational preparedness for the unique healthcare needs of the Indian Armed Forces. Unlike a conventional hospital department that primarily treats civilian diseases, this department focuses on medical challenges faced by soldiers during military operations, disasters, and extreme environmental conditions. Samudra Pradakshina, India's first tri-service all-women sailing expedition, creates history. In a landmark achievement for India's armed forces, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh felicitated 9 women officers in New Delhi for successfully completing Samudra Pradakshina, the country's first ever tri-service all-women circumnavigation sailing expedition. The officers represented the Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Force, symbolizing the growing spirit of jointness among the three services. The expedition was carried out aboard the Indian Army sailing vessel Triveni. During the mission, the crew sailed approximately 25,000 nautical miles across 4 oceans over a period of 314 days, completing a full circumnavigation of the globe under internationally recognized sailing criteria. Jharkhand's 4 traditional products receive geographical indication tag. Jharkhand achieved a major milestone in preserving its traditional heritage as 4 indigenous products were granted the prestigious geographical indication tag. The newly GI certificate products are Bhagaya silk, Kochai silk, Munda jewelry, and Jharkhand bamboo craft. The recognition strengthens the identity of Jharkhand's tribal craftsmanship and traditional handloom sector while providing legal protection and better market opportunities for local artisans and weavers. A geographical indication tag is a form of intellectual property rights granted to products that possesses a specific quality, reputation, or unique characteristics because of their geographical origin. A GI tag ensures that only genuine producers from the registered geographical area can legally use the product's name, thereby protecting traditional knowledge and preventing imitation. Cyclospora outbreak raises food safety concerns across the United States. A surge in cyclospora infections has raised public health concerns in the United States. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention confirmed 1,645 domestically acquired cases of cyclosporiasis across 34 states and is reviewing more than 5,100 additional suspected cases. Cyclospora caetanensis is a microscopic protozoan parasite that infects the human intestine. It causes cyclosporiasis, a foodborne intestinal disease. The infection usually spreads through fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, or water contaminated with the parasite. Unlike many infectious diseases, cyclospora does not spread directly from one person to another because the parasite requires time in the environment before it becomes infectious. India sends 4.5 tons of medical aid to Kenya for Ebola preparedness. India delivered 4.5 tons of medical assistance to Kenya to strengthen the country's Ebola preparedness and support its response to other infectious diseases. The first consignment was formally handed over by India's High Commissioner to Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Health, Aden Duale. The assistance reflects India's continued commitment to humanitarian cooperation, global health security, and its role as a trusted development partner for African nations. Ebola is a severe viral hemorrhagic disease caused by the Ebola virus. It spreads through direct contact with the blood or bodily fluids of infected persons or animals, as well as contaminated objects. Early symptoms include fever, weakness, muscle pain, headache, and sore throat. Apida facilitates first ever sea shipment of value-added flavored makhana from Bihar to Canada. The Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry facilitated the first ever sea shipment of value-added flavored makhana, that is Gogon nut, from Darbhanga, Bihar to Canada. The landmark export marks a significant milestone in promoting India's processed agricultural products in global markets while enhancing farmers' incomes through value addition. Commonly known as Gorgon nut, often marketed as fox nuts. It is obtained from the seeds of an aquatic plant grown in ponds and wetlands, rich in protein, dietary fiber, antioxidants, calcium, and magnesium, making it a popular healthy snack worldwide. Bihar is the largest producer of makhana in India. The Mithila region, especially Darbhanga, is the country's major production hub. India accounts for nearly 80% of global makhana production, while Bihar contributing around 85% of India's output. Rule 267 of the Rajya Sabha, special provision for urgent national discussions. Rule 267 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Council of States is a special parliamentary provision that enables a Rajya Sabha member of parliament to request the suspension of House's scheduled business in order to discuss a matter of urgent national importance. Its key features are: it applies only to Rajya Sabha, used to discuss urgent matters of national importance. It requires prior approval of the chairman. It seeks suspension of the House's listed business. It is considered an exceptional parliamentary device, not a routine procedure. Amul to build the world's largest curd manufacturing facility in West Bengal. Amul has started work on an integrated dairy project in West Bengal, which will house the world's largest curd, that is Dahi, manufacturing facility. The project is being developed at the Havda Food Park in Shankrel, Howrah district. Amul Bengal Dairy Project, involving an investment of approximately 700 crore, will process 30 lakh liters of milk and produce 10 lakh kilograms of curd and other cultured dairy products per day. More than 1.25 lakh milk producing farmers in West Bengal, including over 30,000 women milk producers, will benefit from the project. National Film Awards announced 72nd edition celebrates excellence in Indian cinema. The 72 National Film Awards were officially announced in New Delhi, recognizing the finest achievements in Indian cinema. These awards honored films certified by the Central Board of Film Certification during the calendar year 2024. National Film Awards are India's highest official film honors, presented annually by the Government of India to recognize excellence in filmmaking across different Indian languages and categories. The awards encourage artistic merit, cultural diversity, technical excellence, and socially relevant cinema. Article 370 backs the Best Feature Film Award. Kartik Aaryan and Mammootty adjudged as Best Actor in Leading Role for Chandu Champion and Brahma Yugam. Yami Gautam honored with the Best Actress in a Leading Role Award for Article 370. Randeep Hooda makes a winning directorial debut with the Swatantra Veer Savarkar Award for Best Non-Feature Film backed by Bhangar, and Ram Nami gets the award for Best Documentary. Blockbusters Kalki 2898 AD, Pushpa, The Rule Part 2, Stree 2 and The Aman shine at the National Film Awards. Supreme Court clears Kukrail Night Safari project. India to get its first urban night safari. The Supreme Court of India granted final approval to the Kukrail Night Safari and a day zoo project in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. The project will establish India's first urban night safari, making the country the fifth in the world to have such a facility after Singapore, Thailand, China, and Indonesia. The court permitted the project while emphasizing compliance with all environmental safeguards and statutory conditions. The Kukrail Night Safari project is a major wildlife tourism and a conservation initiative planned inside the Kukrail Reserve Forest in Lucknow. It aims to provide visitors with an opportunity to observe nocturnal animals in habitats designed to closely resemble their natural environments. Along with the night safari, the project also includes a day zoo for animals that are active during daylight hours. Indian Navy receives indigenous diving support vessel Nippon. Nippon, the second diving support vessel built by Hindustan Shipyard Limited, was delivered to the Indian Navy at Visakhapatnam. The vessel has been designed and constructed in accordance with the classification rules of the Indian Register of Shipping. Nippon's delivery is yet another milestone in the Indian Navy's quest for indigenous shipbuilding, upholding the government's vision of an Atmanirbhar Bharat with nearly 75% indigenous content. The delivery marks a major step in bolstering the Indian Navy's capabilities in the niche domain of deep sea dive operations. Encash launches India's first UPI-enabled meal card. India fintech company Encash has launched India's first UPI-enabled meal card, allowing employees to use their meal allowance by simply scanning eligible UPI QR codes at approved food and grocery merchants. This innovation combines the convenience of UPI with the tax benefits of corporate meal cards, making employee meal payments faster and more flexible. A UPI-enabled meal card is a digital employee benefit card that enables users to spend their meal allowance through the unified payment interface instead of relying only on traditional card swipe machines. Employees can scan a UPI QR code at eligible restaurants, cafeterias, supermarkets, and food outlets, and the payment is directly deducted from their meal card balance. India extends 4,000 crore line of credit to Bhutan to boost development partnership. India and Bhutan signed a concessional line of credit worth 4,000 crore during the 5th India-Bhutan Development Cooperation talks held in Thimphu, the capital of Bhutan. The new credit line aims to support Bhutan's infrastructure, energy, and socio-economic development, while strengthening the long-standing friendship between the two neighboring countries. A line of credit is a financial assistance arrangement under which one country provides funds to another for approved development projects. France witnesses rare fire cloud during massive wildfire. A rare pyrocumulonimbus cloud, also known as the fire cloud, formed above a massive wildfire near Somos, the Gironde region of southwestern France. The wildfire had started and spread rapidly, burning over 420 square kilometers of forests and scrubland. Scientists describe the event as highly unusual because such clouds can create their own weather and make wildfires far more dangerous. A pyrocumulonimbus is a thunderstorm-like cloud generated by the intense heat of large wildfire rather than by normal atmospheric heating. How does it form? An extremely intense wildfire releases enormous amounts of heat, smoke, ash, and water vapor. The hot air rises rapidly into the atmosphere. As it reaches cooler layers, the moisture condenses into a towering cloud. If atmospheric conditions are favorable, the cloud develops into a pyrocumulonimbus similar to a thunderstorm. Odmaru Bridge inaugurated in Ladakh to strengthen border connectivity. The Odmaru Bridge over the Shyok River was inaugurated in the Nubra district of Ladakh, constructed at a cost of 27 crore under the Union Territory Administration's Special Development Package. The bridge is a significant infrastructure project aimed at improving road connectivity in one of India's most remote and strategically important border regions. Visakhapatnam Port handles nearly half of India's marine product exports. Visakhapatnam Port or Vizag Port has strengthened its position as India's leading gateway for marine product exports. According to the latest data, the port handled 50.87% of India's total marine product exports in financial year 2024-25. In financial year 25-26, it continued its dominance by accounting for 48.89% of the country's marine product exports. President Mumu unveils Mahatma Gandhi bust in North Macedonia. President Draupadi Murmu, during her historic state visit to North Macedonia, jointly unveiled a bust of Mahatma Gandhi with North Macedonian President at the Museum of City of Skopje. The ceremony symbolized the shared commitment of both countries to the ideals of peace, non-violence, democracy, and mutual respect. Brookfield launches Lumara to accelerate India's renewable energy expansion. Global investment firm Brookfield launched Lumara, a dedicated renewable energy platform in India. The platform plans to invest around $600 million in solar power, wind energy, and battery energy storage projects. Lumara will begin operations with an initial portfolio exceeding 6 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity, marking another major investment in India's clean energy transition. Lumara is a Brookfield's new renewable energy platform designed to develop, own, and operate large-scale clean energy assets across India. INS Malwan, delivered to Indian Navy, boost to India's coastal anti-submarine defense. INS Malwan, the second vessel of the Mahe-class anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft, was designed and built by the Cochin Shipyard Limited at Kochi for the Indian Navy. The warship was delivered to the Indian Navy and commissioned on 31st March and commissioned on July 22nd, marking another important milestone in India's indigenous naval shipbuilding program and strengthening the country's coastal defense capabilities. ZSI publishes India's first comprehensive catalogue of butterflies and moths. The Zoological Survey of India, headquartered in Kolkata, completed India's first comprehensive catalogue of Lepidoptera on 30th July 2026. The landmark catalogue documents 13,700 species of butterflies and moths are found across India. It also classifies them into 3,700 genera, 240 subfamilies, 102 families, and 31 superfamilies, making it the most extensive scientific inventory of Indian Lepidoptera to date. Lepidoptera is one of the largest orders of insects and includes butterflies, mostly active during the day, diurnal, brightly colored, and possesses club-shaped antennae. Moths, mostly active at night, nocturnal, generally dull colored, and usually have feathery or thread-like antennae. So that is for the day, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe our channel if you really enjoyed the content. Share if you feel this could be beneficial to somebody. Share your feedback, suggestions, and doubts in comment section. Our channel Doon GK Valley is also on Instagram. So thanks for watching and happy learning. Jai Hind, Jai Uttarakhand.